And welcome to episode 45 of Movies and Us. I'm your host, Marcus, and this is TJ.
And this is the review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning.
Sometimes. Yes. This is
sometimes.
Yeah, except sometimes. It's been a while, hasn't it, TJ?
No, I do too many podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. Each one has a different tagline, and I can't ever remember which show has which tagline.
You should just make them all the same tagline,
and
honestly.
I think I've been using the same tagline on all the shows right now. I think I've been using the sometimes for like the last 3 shows. So well. So today we are covering the 2005 release of Batman Begins. This movie is super long.
2.5 hours is long.
It's 2 hours and 20 minutes, but
I think it's like the beginning of the long movies for us, isn't it?
I don't know if we've had a movie this long yet. No. Well,
I know the Superman movie were pretty long sometimes.
Yeah, they were kind of long, and that first Captain America movie was like in 5 hours, wasn't it?
But do you count that? It was like just a TV series.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's still movie. Technically, it was in the movies list.
I mean, how Batman, the 1989 one, was 2 hours, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think anything really got up to 2.5 like this one did, though. I don't know. We would have to go back and look. It's super long.
Super long. Yeah, it's long. It's definitely long.
This one was.
But see, weirdly for me, it didn't feel long. Maybe because I haven't seen it in so long. It's like, this is refreshing to see again.
It felt long. This one was directed by Christopher Nolan, screenplay by Christopher Nolan, and David S. Goyer. Again. Story by David S. Goyer. Produced by Charles Roman, Emmett Thompson, Larry Franco. Starring Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Liam Neeson, Katie Holmes, Gary Oldman, Cillian Murphy, Tom Wilkinson.
Cillian Murphy.
Whatever. Rutger Hauer. Ken Watanabe, and Morgan Freeman.
He wasn't he, Ken? Holy shit. I wonder, like, that face looked familiar, like, who is that guy? Okay, wow.
There was also Mark Boone Jr., Linus Roach, Larry Holden, Colin McFarlane, Sarah Stewart, Richard Blake. There's a lot of people in this movie.
Yes, there is.
Gerard Murphy, Tim Booth, Rade Sabadagia, Rister Cooper, Shane Reimer.
I like you're listing off everybody in this movie.
Jeremy Theobald. If I'm listening to producers, I'm going to give the actors the credit.
Like, I'm not going to cut most of this out anyways.
Jack Gleason. We'll get to him.
Who?
Jack Gleason.
Why?
I'm going to let you know when we get to him. And John Fu, Joey, and Spencer Wanlin, Dave Legenio, Con Boniface, Mark Strades, Greg Gofrey, Rodney Ryan, and Dean Alexandro. They were all the League of Shadow guys.
Why'd you name all these people for?
Because if I'm naming the stupid producers, I'm going to give the
Jack Gleason. Joffrey. Okay. It's like, who? I said that name sounds familiar. I'm thinking Jackie Gleason from the old TV shows. Okay.
And also Hayden Nichols in this too.
Hayden Nichols. Who the hell's Hayden Nichols, TJ?
He made his acting debut in this movie, apparently.
Yeah, it's a very important person. I'm sorry, Hayden Nichols, if you're listening. He's not listening to this. No one cares who Hayden Nichols is.
But like I said, if I'm going to name the stupid producers that didn't do nothing in this show, I'm going to name the actors.
Well, you might as well name all the stuntmen, all the lighting people, cinematographers.
I only do the producers because they're in front of the star. And
you might as well literally go through the whole end credits and name everyone you see.
Look, I'm under the cast list on Wikipedia, and this is who was under the cast list.
Listen, when I do my stuff, I just name the big names.
Yeah, I know, because you're horrible.
Yeah, I'm horrible, yeah. No one's got time to listen to, like, oh, that's who else is that? Most people listen. Most of these morons that listen to our podcast don't even know who most of these people are.
But they'll listen to you spout on about movies that came out in 2005 for an hour?
Yeah, because they were named movies. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, Chicken Little came in number 12 in 2005. Also in Chicken Little was so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so.
Because we're not covering Chicken Little.
It's like, God, I would kill myself.
This movie had a $150 million budget and made $371 million at the box office.
Place it in the top 10 of that year. That's right, we're doing box office, guys. And number 10 of the box office that year in 2005 was Hitch. And number 9 was Batman Begins, who just beat it out. It placed number 9. Batman was number 9 in the top 10. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it'd probably be number 1 these days.
Yo, yeah. Which I found this year's box office kind of interesting, so we'll get to it. Number 8, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Number 7, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Number 6, Madagascar. And number 5 through 1 is nothing original. Number 5 was King Kong, which was a remake. Number 4 was War of the Worlds, which was a retelling / remake. I guess number 3 was original, but still based off of books. The Crown of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Number 2, can you guess it, TJ? In 2005, number 2.
It's either Harry Potter or Star Wars.
It's Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Revenge of the Sith. And number 1, Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was right.
Yeah, those 2 were the top 2 for the longest times. Yeah, that's it. My usual spiel of like the box office. Harry Potter made 800 or pretty much 900 million that year. That's almost $1 billion. That's crazy to me.
Good superhero movies make these days.
Yeah, exactly. So for 2005, making almost $1 billion, that's saying something. Granted, it's Harry Potter, so it's got its whole world in Universal.
Is that it? Are you done?
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, back to Batman now.
Batman.
There's not a lot behind the scenes, just, basic movie stuff.
Pretty much they wanted to retell it from the different angle than Tim Burton did, right?
Yeah, I mean, they wanted to focus on Batman and Bruce Wayne and not the villains and make it less flashy and stuff.
Yeah.
They also, it sounded like there was a lot of people who were interested in the role of Batman too.
Which is usual.
Some of the standout ones are Henry Cavill.
How old was he back then?
I don't know.
I feel like he's young.
He's younger, but he's not.
I'm not saying I'm against that. It's just surprised he was in the mention for that.
Yeah, he's 38.
38, and that's what, 10 years ago at this point?
Yeah,
he was like
28.
That's weird. How old's Christian Bale?
He's
older, right?
Yeah, he's 47 now.
Yeah, wow. No, I would like to see Henry Cavill as that. Cavill.
Other interesting ones who were interested was Jake Gyllenhaal, Heath Ledger.
The Joker himself, yeah?
Yeah. And this is probably only gonna matter to me though. David Boreanaz.
Who's that?
He was Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He was also one of the leads in this TV show Bones.
Yeah.
And I think he's in a show called SEAL Team something right now.
SEAL Team something. That's a good parody of that show.
SEAL Team. Oh, maybe it's just called SEAL Team.
SEAL Team something, and they do stuff sometimes, I guess. I don't know. Go watch it, morons. Nope, that's the movie. That's a show to watch.
I think that was all the interesting stuff behind the scenes.
I was reading that something about fight choreography was pretty good in this movie. I would beg to differ.
Oh, also, Anthony Hopkins was offered the role of Alfred.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Michael Caine did a good job, I think.
And Gary Oldman was supposed to play Ra's al Ghul.
And Cillian Murphy wanted to play Batman.
Right, but something happened, I'm not sure, and then Nolan's like, Gary, you always play bad guys. Why don't you play a good guy for once? So they cast on it as James Gordon. Which he does look like James Gordon, which is...
Yeah. No, I think the casting in this movie is pretty spot on.
It's an all-star cast.
Exactly.
Although I'm not a terrible fan of Christian Bale.
Yeah, I could do without him personally.
He's not bad in this movie.
No, but I just feel like he's that actor who gets way too in his roles, which is good. I mean, that's what we're paying you for. That's what they're paying you for, but I don't know, man. It's so pretentious, I feel.
Are we ready to finally go into it?
Yeah, sure.
All right. We start off with black and white opening credits, essentially, with the Warner Brothers logo, I guess the DC comic flip kind of thing.
Yeah, they're trying to do their version of it, but it's not as cool as the Marvel one.
And then we open up with a bunch of bats swarming in the sky for some reason.
It's Batman, man.
Yeah, it sure is. He is Batman. Emphasis on the bats in this one.
You sound upset about that.
It's stupid.
It's an origin story. They got to emphasize what he's afraid of and Batman shit.
It's not the origin story, though.
It's this origin. This universe's origin story. They
literally took out the origin story of why he became Batman so they could emphasize his fear of bats.
What's this hold on, so what do you mean? Why did Batman become Batman?
I'll get to it when we get to the origin.
The mom and dad thing?
Yeah, when we get to there and stuff like that.
Okay. I have a question, by the way, about Batman. Alfred, has he always been a part of the comic book lore? Or is he like...
No.
I thought so, okay.
He didn't debut until the Batman number 16 in 1943.
Number 16. Was he, like, they introduced him, was he, like...
He was a round, pudgy guy.
Okay, so when did he become Alfred today to what we know now?
That didn't start until the Batman serial came out.
Okay.
And when they cast the Alfred character in that one, he was the Alfred that we know. And then the comics kind of took it from that.
Okay. Gotcha. So originally he wasn't there and then was a fat. Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious. How about Commissioner Gordon?
Commissioner Gordon's been there since the beginning, Detective Comics number 27.
Gotcha.
So, 1939, I think it is.
That's pretty cool.
It's either 37 39 Batman debuted. I can't remember. I'm having trouble remember because I did review the first issue of Detective Comics that didn't have Batman.
Yeah.
And that might have been 37. I think Batman might have been 39 though. I can't remember off the top of my head. So we truly open in this one with young Bruce Wayne playing with his childhood friend, and then he falls down a well and gets harassed by bats. Get used to the bats.
Why you sound really butthurt about the bats?
Because it's played upon stupidly.
There was one scene I don't like about it, but I think the rest of it was whatever.
I don't know, it just kind of goes against the lore of Batman. Anyway, so him falling down the well and stuff is just Bruce having a dream, and he wakes up and he's in a prison somewhere. We never learn where.
We don't, do we?
No, I'm not sure where he is. Anyway, so he's in prison, and then he gets attacked by some of the prisoners, and this is where we learn that he can fight. And so the guards put him in isolation to protect the other prisoners from him.
Because he's an angry guy letting all his anger out.
Yep. And then in isolation, we get our first talk with Ra's al Ghul and learn about the League of Shadows.
No. His name's Ducard, okay?
His name's Ra's al Ghul.
Ducard.
Actually, we get our first look into Liam Neeson because he's pretty much Liam Neeson. You know, he's given, him the spiel about having to choose a different path and stuff like that, and that you can choose. Bruce is only here because he wants to be, not because he chooses to, not because he has to be, essentially. And so he gets him released the next day and tells him to come climb a mountain.
But it's such a thing, like, this guy is going to die in real life. There's no way he's going to survive.
And he gets up the mountain and this big thing, and then he's going to be trained in the art of ninjutsu.
And what?
Because he already knows all the other martial arts or something, stuff like that. This is a deviation from the origin 2. He never does train with the League of Shadows.
I thought so, because I felt like that was kind of... I mean, I liked it, but...
I mean, it's whatever. It's a movie's origin, so it's like, okay, we're gonna put it... I don't like how everything has to connect again, but it kind of works in this movie differently because of what the plot is.
Yeah.
But in the comics, he went around the world and got trained by the greatest detective, the greatest assassin, so forth and so forth. It wasn't just one person who trained him, essentially. This is a condensed version of what it was.
I mean, they kind of have to, though. Like, they can't drag it out for an hour and some change, right?
That's what they did.
No, but I'm saying they can't, like, condense or drag out the first act of the movie.
This origin lasts for 40 minutes.
It does. I mean, does it, though? Hold on.
Yeah, I checked the time.
The whole movie's an origin movie. Like,
yeah, but him being trained by Ra's al Ghul and us learning about his past is 40 minutes.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is 40 minutes. But I guess they feel like they couldn't... I mean, they probably could have told all that, I guess, in 40 minutes. You're probably right then, yeah. God damn, that's 40 minutes. First act is long.
The first hour is super long. I'm not saying it's bad by any means. It's pretty decent for what it is. It's just... It is long.
Yes. I mean, that's why they do a lot of flashbacks and, like, how to keep people interested in this. Well, yeah, no, I get that.
So he goes up there and Liam Neeson, we meet Ra's al Ghul's not Ra's al Ghul, I should say. We meet not Ra's al Ghul and
Not
as Liam
Ra's.
Neeson.
You're great, TJ.
As Liam Neeson starts training him, and he asks him what he's afraid of. And then we get a flashback back to the well where his dad came down and saved him. And, we learn about his dad and how he was like a doctor, and he gives, he's pretty much the center of Gotham at this point. He's building cheap, affordable transportation for people to get around and stuff.
Philanthropist, I guess, right? Like, not
He's
that,
a philanthropist.
but he's there to help the people. He's for the people.
Yeah, he's there to help, and essentially. So, I can't read my notes.
The death scene, as we have to literally right after that.
No. The opera scene
Opera.
is stupid.
Why?
Because
It's opera.
one, it's just a plot point. Ooh, so Bruce can make him leave the opera because he sees bats.
Yeah. He's got PTSD.
They didn't go to the opera in the origin.
Oh my god, TJ. Where are they going? See, this is your fanboy coming out, I think.
They went to the movie theater to see Zorro.
Yes.
Zorro is what inspires Batman to kind of be a hero.
Okay.
Rather than, of course, the tragedy and stuff like that. But that's why he's like dressed in black and stuff. Zorro is an inspiration to him.
Yeah.
So this is just, fear of bats. We need to steep this in realism because they didn't want anything to... And that's my biggest problem with this entire series. It's the steep in realism stuff.
I like that. I like the bat thing. I like that. Like he's afraid of bats. He can use that as intimidation. That's great.
He was afraid of bats in the comics too, but it wasn't used as a plot device. And this is just a plot device, so he can blame himself for it.
It's believable and it's good though. Like I don't see like any bad about this.
It's just the whole. It rubbed me the wrong way because we're gonna try and make this as real as possible, but it's still full of comic book tropes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But they have to do it. It's the same way that James Bond did it. Like after James Bond was so cartoonish.
Don't get me wrong. This movie does it the best.
Yeah.
But with each movie that comes after, it gets worse and worse in that steeped in realism bullshit.
I don't think so.
That's why the movies start to decline.
The second one's great. What are you talking about?
I think the second one's worse than this one.
Oh, thank God we're not reviewing that right now. The third one's bad for reasons, but like this itself, like the bats.
The third one's a perfect example of that stupid steeped in realism stuff.
I don't get. So you're upset that this is too real.
My upset is they wanted this. They were like, "This is going to be a more realistic thing" and stuff like that, but they don't really make it that way.
What do you mean? Like this? What's not real about this?
I think it hurts the movie.
But like, what's not real about this though? That's why I'm lost.
What? The mythical ninjas living in the mountain, or the magical technology that they just seem to have.
See, it's real in that sense to me because they're trying not to go real. They're trying to go not Tim Burton, not comic booky colors and wham bam shit like that. They're just trying to make it. They're trying to adapt it to real life. That makes sense. Does that make sense? Like ninjas could be in the mountains, I guess. Sure, why not? There could be a plant that gives off this poisonous side effect. These things could relate. Like, there's not going to be that weird mind thing that the Riddler had, or other weird shit that happens in the other movies. So they're trying to make it just presentable and palatable. They're not trying to make it 100% real. It's still a movie. It's still got to be entertaining. It's still Batman, but they're trying to make it palatable. Like, okay. The Tumblr. Okay, cool. Military. Plain text military shit. So all the shit he's got, it's military shit doesn't improve because of money or whatever reason. So this is believable to me. Like these bats are believable. Like the Zorro thing's fine, but I like this angle too. A young kid falls into a well, has bats fly over him. He's afraid of bats. Well, kid isn't it? Probably at that age. And now he's got like a little form of PTSD. Goes to an opera. Doesn't want to be in the first place, probably. He sees some weird bat-like figures. He's got PTSD from that. Hey, mom, dad, can I leave? This is freaking me out. So it makes sense.
It's just like it's just felt like it was there. That the change was only there to insist this fear of bats bull crap out.
The change from Zorro to bats?
Yeah, the only point to change the scene from a movie theater to a theater to an actual opera thing is the play on that fear of bats.
Yeah.
It also takes away from the random act of violence kind of thing, because Bruce blames himself when he comes out of this,
which is
and
good.
He's got what you got to the anger, but that's not really what triggers the whole Batman thing.
See, so you're so like you're also stuck on the book version. This is the movie version. So like in the book version, yeah, sure, whatever. In this version, he's gonna have the like I killed my parents kind of thing. I still blame the guy who did it, obviously, but still hate myself for this. That's why like my parents are dead later on. I can take the care of this place brick by brick down. It's their legacy, not mine. Like he's still trying to like disconnect, still trying to find himself. I like that the depth they went with this. I like that he blames himself. I like that he hits the PTSD. I like all that shit.
It just didn't work for me.
Interesting. I think that's because you're the comic book fan.
Well, and not only that, it's just it almost felt like, look, we're going for real Batman, and this is not the comic book stuff. You know what I mean?
No, what do you mean?
This is a deeper, darker. You know what it is? I just figured it out.
What?
I figured out exactly what my problem is.
What?
It feels like Frank Miller.
It feels like Frank Miller. Elaborate. Especially for the people who don't know who Frank Miller is.
Frank Miller is the guy who created, I can't believe I can't remember the storyline right now. The future Batman story, the big popular one.
It's not Dark Knight, is it?
The Dark Knight Returns. Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Dark Knight. He wrote that story. He also wrote Batman Year One, which is actually one of the only things that I like that he's written, which this story is also based off of.
Yeah.
So, but Frank Miller has a tendency to turn Batman darker and more edgy and more realistic, and you know, I'm super overpowered, super Batman, and I think that's what's rubbing me the wrong way about it.
But see, the thing is with you, though, no, like, you hated the 19 Adam West one. You didn't care for most of the Tim Burton ones, but I think you like the first two, probably, I guess.
I do like
I don't
the
recall.
first two.
But, like, I don't know, like, I feel you hold the books up because you're such a fan of the books. Like, any visual aid of the movies, like, or just a representation of the movie or comics?
No. See, I hated the Adam West one not because of the Batman stuff, because of the logic stuff.
The logic, okay.
The logic was breaking me. The stupid riddles were killing me.
Okay.
Like, so that was, and the campy tone was also kind of bothering me a little bit too. But I think my problem is I am so against the darker, more Batman's got to be super dark and super edgy and angry and stuff like that because of the crappy Frank Miller stuff and that's the only Batman we ever see in the movies anymore.
So how would you want to see? Batman
is more of a...
Like, would you want him to be like the Justice League Batmans in the cartoons? Like,
I would rather see a more the animated movie Batman, honestly.
Okay.
So like the animated series kind of Batman. That Batman's dark and tragic, but you know, he's not always angry and moody and I got to do everything alone and you know, stuff like that. And I'm not saying this movie's doing any of that, honestly. The feel of it is what's bothering me.
Real?
You get what I'm saying?
I do, but I don't agree because I don't feel this is a dark, moody movie. I mean, I feel like the animated series is way moodier than this.
And I think I am comprising all three movies into one, too.
You are. You definitely are. Like, you're not separating the other two for sure.
I'm having trouble separating out the other two movies.
You are.
Because as alone of this one, this is the most comic booky feeling of the movie. I have problems with the origin, no doubt.
Yeah.
But, and like, just the way it's like, okay, this is real Batman now. That kind of bothers me. But.
That bothers you. I like the real Batman.
Well, that's my point. It's not the real Batman. You know what I mean?
I mean, real Batman be broken up and dead. Like, there's no such thing as a real superhero.
Yeah, that's
obviously.
my whole point. So it kind of goes like, why make this more realistic?
Again, like I said earlier, try to make it palatable, make it more just grounded than the last series of movies.
And I get that, and they did a good job.
They're just course correcting from the last shit one we just saw. Like, okay, can we not do that, guys? Let's make this better.
I mean, but you could have done that without. I don't know.
And remember, this all was post 9/11 too, and that's got a big effect on the movie industry too, and how they just tell stories. Everything went darker and bleaker after 9/11 because we're all trying to cope with that shit. Even though it's 4 years later, we're still trying to.
I just don't like Dark Batman because he's not people misinterpret Batman as super dark and moody, and he's really not supposed to be.
I get that. But also, this is him. This is the origin story of Batman too. So,
which is fine. Like
Yeah.
I said, I'm not. I don't. It's not. Let me say this. I don't have a problem with the way the story is written.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the way it feels to me is off. The presentation and the
but
feel
see,
of the movie.
you have to accept also in the grand scheme of Batman adapts and changes over time. At one time, Batman was psychedelic and weird and cheesy. Then he was the section you liked. Now he's dark and moody. So over time, he's going to keep changing. In the future,
no.
he'll be something else for all we know. Who knows?
But this is my point, though. The movies are always behind in the incarnations of Batman.
Yeah.
So this at this time, Batman wasn't even. I don't even think Bruce Wayne was alive at this time.
Probably not.
So it's just this feels like we're still trapped in the '90s Batman or late '80s.
Maybe
that dark, like angry, broody Batman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, because we started there in the late '80s with the original Keaton movies, and then we regressed to back to the '60s Batman when we went to Batman and Robin and Batman Forever, and then we go back to dark moody. There's got to be an in between, is what I'm saying.
An in between.
I kind of wish Ben Affleck got his own movie. I would have liked to see that interpretation of Batman.
Same, because I did enjoy that Ben Affleck. I did enjoy him as Batman. I did too. So
because he seemed to have that balance between I'm not completely totally miserable, but still, a dick at times.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Batman. I'm always gonna have some kind of problem.
And that's the thing. You're such a Batman. That's your thing. That if they change even something slight off about it, you're gonna complain about it for a good 20 minutes, which you have the right to. Like, you're not wrong for that. Because you have your ideal version of Batman. Like, this is how Batman should be.
But that's the problem. I'm not really complaining about it. I'm just saying it just feels off to me.
You're complaining about it. Like, especially the next two ones, you're going to complain about it, I guess.
What?
The next two ones, you're going to complain about it, I guess.
No. Those two ones I have legitimate complaints about.
I don't get the next one. That one makes no sense to me. We'll get to the next one.
This one I actually liked. I did like this one.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a good movie overall. It's just, I could see the beginnings of where it was going. You know what I mean?
Interesting. I find that interesting.
I could see, the dark and broody Batman coming a mile away and Christopher Nolan's stupid Batman voice.
But he gets dark and moody for reasons. Like, he's got reasons why he's dark and moody in these movies. He's got legitimate reasons for it. Because they don't ever let him go happy for 20 minutes in his movies.
And that's
he's always getting beaten down. I guess, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the problem. There is no light moments in these Batmans. It's all just, and that's also a problem with these movies. It's all just one bad thing after another, But it does have its moments of comedy, not like in your face comedy. You gotta look at the comedy like, oh, that's funny. Like the Tumblr parking in the comeback spot. It's not go like, hey guys, isn't that funny? Like, no, they do it and it's funny. Like, haha. So they have their moments of being, it's not witty like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's no one-liners, which I think is refreshing, I guess. This is before all that, though.
Yeah, exactly. So,
like, and I'm not even saying it needs comedy. I'm just saying there's not a moment where he's just gets a break, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And it just doesn't make sense,
I guess he's a man on a mission. He's trying to find himself and rename himself, rebrand himself, etc., etc. So I get in this movie why he's not having a break.
And like I said, I'm compounding all three movies.
You are. You definitely are.
Because this movie isn't bad at all.
No.
I just have issues.
And again, go back to the original thing, how we started this. I like the bats in this. I like that's not Zara. I like that's...
I think the bats are stupid.
Why?
Because in the end, they're just a plot device.
Yeah, that part is really stupid, and I hated that.
Not only just as an emotional factor, but as a weapon.
No, yeah. I'm saying, and that scene right there, the one you're talking about, egregiously stupid and like makes no sense.
Like
the rest of it, I enjoyed.
When he finally gets down in the Batcave, and then they all swirl around him. Ooh, symbolism.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I mean, they do it in the fucking dumbass Snyder one too. The kid floats literally in bats. Like, that's what? Okay, weird. So
That's
yeah.
a terrible, but that's a terrible movie too.
Yeah, exactly. So those points are, I'm saying, the catalyst for him falling into the thing, getting surrounded by bats, and him seeing the PTSD bat shit in the opera makes sense to me. I like that. Like, I have nothing against what's happening in the bat form in the moment of this movie.
He went to see the one opera that just happened to have a spinning black thing that can trigger his PTSD. It's bullcrap.
Why is that bullcrap?
Because it's nothing but, like, how do we get Bruce Wayne to do this, get afraid of bats at this place?
I don't know. I don't think it's bullcrap. I mean, it is happenstance, I guess, right? Is that the word? Is that the term? The proper term and usage of that term?
Yeah.
I guess it's that, sure, whatever. But I don't think it's total out there bullshit.
This is my, Ridley survives the crash.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking that. Like, I get where you're coming from. Like, I get it's going to rub you the wrong way because the Ridley shit rubbed me the wrong way. Like, that's stupid.
This is exactly what this is.
I know you try to get to point A to point B, but do it better. That's all it is. I get what he's doing.
Yeah. All right. So after the theater, Bruce has to leave because he's afraid of a spinning person in the stage.
Which is, I'll give you this. The theater is like lit. Like, it's very lit too. Like, it's not even a dark theater. If it was darker, I could give him more reason to leave. But like, why are you afraid, Bruce? Don't be a little bitch.
So they leave, and then they get the classic origin story.
Why did they leave through the side door though? Why are they leaving through the alleyway door? I never understood that. Like, why not just go through the front like a normal person?
Well, in the origin, they don't.
They don't what?
They don't leave through the side door.
But why in this one? It makes no sense.
Yeah, I know. But in the actual comic book, they leave the theater from the front, and then they go to take a shortcut down an alleyway. That's where they get shot.
That makes more sense to me. Okay, because this scene is stupid.
Yeah, they just walk out of the side alley for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe because they're rich and they don't want to get robbed.
Even though this makes more, this is more safe. Yeah, sure. Whatever.
I just say I don't have an excuse for it. It's stupid.
Okay.
It's contrived. We needed them in the alley, so exactly. Let's get them in the alley. Why is Alfred not waiting outside of the car? I don't know.
Oh my god, he has to be in a better point. Never thought about that. Wow, Alfred, he should be more upset about everything. He should be the Batman. Like, I wasn't there. Yeah, Alfred, it's your fault. My parents are
That's
dead.
actually explained in the comics too.
Is it?
Why Alfred wasn't there? Yeah, he was like they told him that they didn't need him, so they didn't tell him to have the car waiting.
See, like, how hard would it film that scene for a good 10 seconds?
Yeah, so I
get it.
I mean, it's just stupid, basic stuff, though. It's like, whatever.
What do you mean?
Like, stuff like that. It's like, it's stupid logic mistakes. It's like, whatever.
I know.
Anyway, so, you get the classics. I do like that in this one, it was Joe Chill that killed him. It was just a random acts of violence and not the Joker.
Yes. Yeah, the Joker didn't send someone out to kill him. No, it's just random. I needed money. Cool.
That was way better.
Yes.
And then, we get this scene where where Commissioner Gordon is nice to him when he's a kid.
Officer Gordon,
like
I get that at that point.
I guess he would be Officer Gordon at that point. Whatever. But yeah, so, it's the basic origin. Blah, 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 blah. And, there's the funeral and stuff like that. There's a nice little scene with, like I said, Bruce is blaming himself and Alfred, they comfort him and stuff. And then after the funeral, we go back to present day and we get a training montage of him learning ninjutsu again.
A montage. Yeah,
it's stupid, honestly.
Why?
Training's just stupid.
What? Why are you bitching about this? It's Batman training
in ninjutsu.
So, oh my god, this purist over here, guys.
No, I'm just saying.
I know, like, I'm having so many people defending you, like, TJ's right, man, the pure comic book version. Like, come on, guys, it's an adaptation.
No,
it's literally this artist version. What's up? Sorry.
My problem is that he's learning ninjutsu. It's just
who cares?
So cliched.
Oh my god. Really?
I mean, seriously, he might as well be in the sewer right now, being trained by a rat.
No, I don't see a problem with that.
I just thought it was stupid.
What?
He's already trained in all these other martial arts, but all of a sudden being trained in ninjutsu is going to make him super better than he was in those other martial arts.
No, I do have a problem with his training. I do have a problem with it, but him training in this, I care less either way. That's weird.
I think I said, I just thought it was stupid. It was all. Why did we need this stupid training montage? It's just there to give us his whole backstory.
Yeah, that too. Just show him
Yeah.
It's laying out all the pieces for this movie. Backstory, what's going to happen in the future of this movie.
Yeah, I don't have anything particularly problem with it. I just thought it was stupid. Is all.
That's so weird. That's interesting.
I don't know. Batman's just not a ninja. Is all I'm saying.
Are you kidding me? Everything I've seen him, man, he's been like almost like a ninja. In every cartoon, every thing since this, I guess.
What does he do that's ninja? I mean, think about it, really.
Dresses in black. He's Hollywood ninja. He's not a realistic ninja. He's Hollywood ninja. Dressing in black.
Ninjas didn't exist in real life.
If they did, they were more like they wore common clothes and just hit amongst the people. They weren't.
They're just dressed in black now.
That's what I'm saying. Hollywood ninja. He dresses in black,
and he doesn't dress in black like
his outfit.
But it's not black so he can hide in the shadows and stuff. I mean, he uses it to that extent.
Yeah.
But it's more there to inspire fear. But that has nothing to do with ninjutsu.
I think it's both. I think it benefits of both.
Well, don't get me wrong. It helps, sure. Yeah. But it's not the main reason why he chose that.
Yeah, it's not, but like it helps. But like he has a shadow. Like he does disappear a lot quietly. He sticks around like a ninja. He gathers intel like a he does ninja spy shit all the time.
The gathering intel stuff is the detective stuff.
Yeah.
That's all detective.
It's so ninja-esque too.
And a lot of his fighting styles are not ninja either.
No, definitely not. I mean, it's bad in this movie.
It's part of his repertoire of thing, but he's not really just a ninja.
No, but he has ninja.
But the way this movie is portraying is this is all he really needs to be successful.
I get what you're saying. But again, they're not going to show him learning all this shit.
No, but I just say it's not necessarily necessary to show this either.
But they had to pick something to show, so they showed this.
I'm just saying the 3 ninja montages is a little much.
That's a fair point. That's
all I was getting at.
That's a fair point. It just sounds like you're saying him learning ninja is stupid because he learned some other form of martial arts.
I just thought they spent a lot of time showing us his ninja training is all.
They can't explain, Batman a little bit.
They didn't even explain anything. They could have got this done. Oh, he was up there, show him he's using a sword for a bit, and then, he's back in Gotham.
And that explains, like, it helps you have answers to questions that can come up later.
Yeah, well, that's my whole other problem with the interconnectedness of everything.
Fair. I did hate, like, we'll get to it later. But yeah, I'll give you that. Because it is a small role in this movie. I'll give you that.
So, he's still training as a ninja, and then we cut back to the past again, and then we get introduced to angry college Bruce. Because he's just angry. And because he's back in Gotham, he was in Princeton College, I guess.
Why did they never put him in therapy? They have the money for it. Like, why not hire a therapist, Alfred? You dropped the ball right there. Just get him in therapy. He would never had any of this shit going on.
You want to know a fun fact about Batman?
What?
Apparently, in college, he learned how to pole vault.
See, you're not going to bitch about that. You're going to bitch about ninjutsu. Why pole vault?
That was a plot point. That was a plot point in 1943.
That's stupid. That's really stupid.
1940, maybe not 1943. Maybe it was 1941.
Pole vaulting.
Yeah, they explain why he's able to jump around and stuff like that. Because he learned, he did pole vaulting and gymnastics in college.
Gymnastics, cool. Pole vaulting, like pole vaulting. I can't even say that. Lame. Anyway, so college Bruce.
That was 1940s Batman now. Yeah, so college Bruce is back in Gotham because Joe Chill's on trial. I didn't like this part.
Oh, why not?
Because the way they made Carmen Falcone feel in this, he's like in charge of everything. Why is he in jail in the first place?
Because he wanted to be there, like a lot of criminals do.
No. They say Joe Chill was in prison with Carmen Falcone when he's supposedly in charge of the entire city.
Yeah, I heard that. I guess because maybe the DA got something small on Falcone, so he had to spend at least probably like a month in jail or something small. Because it happens in real life.
It just happens. The way he had such control over the entire city didn't make I didn't buy it for a second.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Anyway, so apparently he's given testimony to get early parole. And Bruce doesn't like this, so he's going to shoot him in the face when he comes out of the trial.
It doesn't have to be the face, but yeah, sure.
He's going to shoot him in the face. And so he leaves and he gets I don't know if does he get released?
I don't maybe because the judge is under the Falcone's payroll, so maybe.
I don't know. Well, in any case, the whole trial was public and they were leading Joe Chill, and then some random woman, we don't even know who the hell she is, just comes up to him and says, Falcone says hi and shoots him in the face.
Yeah, his stomach, not in the face, in his chest area.
It's more impressive if it's in the face.
I guess so. As it though, she like literally walks up to the dude. It's like that's an easy shot at that point.
Yeah, I know. There was terrible security around him. She literally walks up and says, Falcone sends his word, and they had plenty of time.
Yep.
And she still manages to shoot him.
Blam, blam. What a way to go.
Anyway, this makes Bruce sad because he didn't get to shoot him in the face.
It's interesting, though. Does this comic book worth accurate, too?
This whole scene is for this movie.
Okay, because I personally didn't like this scene, just for the fact, like, if that later didn't happen and Bruce did the Bruce's thing, like, his whole future is, like, totally off. It just felt weird.
Yeah, it's Joe Chill just usually. I think they do different things with Joe Chills, but mostly he just spends time in prison.
Okay.
Yeah, he gets killed a couple times in prison too, like throughout the comic lore. At one point, Bruce forgives him for killing his parents. At one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's different comic book lores, different continuities and stuff like that.
I like that.
I forgot. We also get introduced to Rachel, who is Katie Holmes in this version.
She's really good at this.
Specify that. She is really good at this. She's a good actress.
Yeah, I like her a lot more than Maggie Gyllenhaal, personally.
Yeah,
I didn't hate Maggie, but I'm just
ashamed she didn't come back for the sequel.
Yes. Yeah, it's really sad, honestly. Not really sad, like, oh, what a travesty, but she did really well in this.
Yeah, she did fine. But Rachel is not a character from the comics.
What?
Yeah, no, they created her specifically for this.
Huh, I'm not opposed to that at all.
It's just weird. Bruce Wayne had plenty of women they could have taken from the comics. Why create a completely different character that's important to the lore?
I'll agree with you with that, because that's always been one of my complaints too. Just use one of the people. You have plenty of options to pick from. But I guess, just Christopher Nolan's rendition of it.
That's my point. That's what it feels like to me. That's kind of my problem. This is my realistic telling of it, and so I'm creating characters for my lore.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Again,
like I said,
is this artist's variation of the story?
I don't like Christopher Nolan.
I know you don't. I mean, I tolerate him. Most of his movies are trash, but I tolerate him. I think he did pretty well with the comic series.
I disagree, but we're not there.
I think we've been there, TJ, since we started this podcast. Even before we started this podcast, it's like episode 2, we talked about Batman. You ranted forever on this.
Yeah, I know. Kind of do it every time.
I know.
There's a lot of Batman movies.
I dread Batman movies because it's like, oh god, here comes TJ complaining about it again.
Well, it could be worse. I could be just gushing over these movies like some people would be.
God, yeah, no. There's no good side to it. I'm the good side to it. I'm in the middle because I can see both sides. I'm a fair, partial person.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, after Joe Chill is dead, Rachel takes Bruce to the bad part of town. I thought she was going into a parking garage when she went down to this place, but apparently it was the bad part of town.
Well, because Bruce was bitching about life and how he wanted to kill him. So she was like, you know what? I'll show you the underbelly of Gotham. You think you guys are so bad, Brucey? These people are living in their own shit, man. Sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty much showing us Gotham's rot.
Yeah.
We get a good scene between them here, too, though.
Oh, yeah.
Where she slaps him and said after she sees the gun and says, your father would be so disappointed in you.
So good.
Very good line.
Mm-hmm. This movie, I felt this movie though was filled with good lines / good one-liners.
It had good moments.
Yes.
I just don't think overall it was executed to its full potential.
Well, that's a common complaint to people about Christopher Nolan. He does good moments and good movies overall, but his characters are usually empty and not really well thought out and planned out. These are more so because they have established backgrounds and history.
Yeah, it's easy to give a character personality when they already exist.
Exactly, but in his original content, most of his movies and characters are very just like, that character was pointless. They had nothing. There's just that one thing and that's it. And I felt that a lot with some of the characters in this that were not the main characters.
Yeah. Even Rachel feels like generic childhood love interest.
Yeah. Not much more to her.
Yeah. So after the slap, Bruce just goes to a bridge and throws the gun off of it, and I guess that's our no more guns moment for Batman.
Oh yeah, huh? Okay.
And then he gets on a boat, and I guess he goes to Asia somewhere. I'm assuming.
No, because he has to have the Falcone first.
Oh, right. He goes and confronts Falcone.
Yeah.
And Falcone's like pulls a gun on him in the middle of a restaurant where there's a judge and cops and stuff. This is why I didn't believe he was in prison. He did this in front of like all the city authority and nothing happened.
I guess I don't know. I'm just trying to think of logically. Like maybe the DA had other judges they kind of got lucky with, and just like all the right pieces fell for them to get Falcone just in jail for a short amount of time. I guess that's the only logic I have. They don't explain it, so you're right. It's stupid.
Whatever. Falcone pretty much says, "You're nothing, Bruce Wayne," and punches him, gets his goons to punch him in the face, and he throws him out. So this causes him to burn his scarf and his wallet, give his jacket and money to a homeless person, and then jump on a ship.
Yes.
That's a weird reaction.
Yeah, no, because I think it's not just for the fact he was living his life to get revenge on the guy he wanted to kill. The guy dies, he's now lost. Rachel puts him in his place, and now this gangster puts him in his place. He's super doesn't know what to do. He's got no one to turn to, I guess, besides Alfred, but Alfred's like a faux father figure. So I said, I'm going to run away and find myself.
Yeah, but he gave away all his money.
Yeah, what Falcone said was like, you're Bruce Wayne. You have to go thousands of miles to escape your name, and so no one knows who you are. So right, he does that. I guess getting rid of my money shows like I'm poor and squalor, and just
but you would think you at least keep his pocket money. Think eat and stuff for the first couple of weeks or so.
You would think so, I guess, but I don't know.
Even if he wanted to try and go at it on his own and learn things, but
maybe it was his inner dad coming out and giving it to the homeless guy for reasons. I don't know.
Anyway, we cut back to more ninja training.
We're 32 minutes in, which is almost past all the ninja training. It's just it's the last trial, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to breathe in the flower fumes or something.
The Purple Lotus, right? Or what it's called?
Yeah. Which I'll spoil it now is the fear toxin the Scarecrow uses later.
Yes.
Which, okay, again, it's the stupid interconnected stuff that bothers me.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah. That's usually a complaint to me, and I'll get to it when it comes up, really, but I didn't mind it, I guess, a little bit, but it was, yeah.
Anyway, he's got to overcome fear by seeing people glow with glowy eyes, I guess. And I guess he passes that test by, tricking Liam Neeson into cutting the wrong guy. I don't know. Stupid. And then they were like, okay, you pass and I'll kill this guy because he's a murderer.
Which I thought that was weird. But it's a gang shit, blood in, blood out, I guess.
No. The League of Shadows is the League of Assassins. They're supposed to be assassins.
Oh, okay.
That's what Ra's al Ghul is.
Yeah. So I always thought he was just a mystic man.
Well, he's the head of the League of Assassins, he's there to pretty much trying to make the world a better place by killing people, I guess.
Doing God's will. Okay.
He's a complicated character, honestly.
Yeah, because he's got history to him, so that makes sense.
Anyway, Bruce says,
I ain't killing no man, nowhere, no how.
And so they expel him, so he goes home. That's it.
I mean, for the most part, yeah.
No, he decides that he's not going to do it, so there's a big fight scene. He blows up the headquarters. He kills not Ra's al Ghul.
Well, kills pretty much everyone else in the building because they didn't escape probably in time.
Yeah, and all those people. And he saves Liam Neeson, who almost falls off a cliff. And he goes home, essentially.
Yeah. Yep.
He meets Alfred on a plane and says, I'm going home.
Alfred tells him that, yeah, we pronounced you dead 7 years because you've been missing for 7 years. And the business shares are wonky because you weren't here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is it's kind of a driving point for the movie, but not really because they gloss over it until they don't have to and say, we fixed it.
It's in the background. Oh, we have this whole corporate espionage antagonist over on this side of the thing, but we're not focused on that movie. We're doing a different movie.
Because it would just be too boring to focus on, I guess. So, when it comes up, it comes up. It doesn't, it doesn't.
But we cut over to Crane, who puts Victor Zsasz in the Arkham Asylum because he worked for Falcone.
Which one's Victor's? Oh, okay, yeah.
Victor Zsasz is a character from the comics.
Really?
It depends. Yeah, he's...
So they use that character, but don't use a female interest for Batman. Weird.
But they changed... in a lot of, TV show and movie media, Victor Zsasz is portrayed as a henchman of sorts for, the mob and stuff like that. But in the comics, he's kind of a psychopathic serial killer who, when he kills a victim, he cuts a mark into his skin, like number the lines. What are they called? Where you use lines as numbers?
Roman numerals or tallying.
Tally, yeah.
Yes,
He tallies his victims on his skin,
that's badass.
and for each victim, he does.
Well, I guess they didn't want to go too dark with it, TJ.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. He's a very dark character. And like
Yeah.
in some instances he like poses people in different scenarios and stuff,
Yeah.
depending.
That's very dark.
A lot of the Batman villains are darker in the comics than they're ever portrayed.
Which is good, right?
Oh yeah, they're so much better in the comics.
Well, I'm saying it's good they don't do that in the movies.
I think a R-rated Batman would be interesting to watch.
You were just complaining about realism, darkism.
I'm for Batman. The villains are supposed to be dark and crazy.
Oh, okay. I get that point. That's a fair point, I guess.
Yeah, Batman's supposed to be the light in this dark and mad world. Essentially, it's true.
I know it's true. I would never have.
That's literally what the bat signal is. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, I guess. But I guess by that statement, every incarnation of Batman I've seen has done him wrong, I guess. Because the only light to the good is, I guess, Superman. I would never be like, oh, thank God Batman's here. Oh, thank Christ I'm saved. I'm like, oh my God, it's fucking Batman. He might turn and hit me in the face for some reason. Because my mom and dad's still alive. Like, oh God, I'm sorry, Batman.
He's supposed to be a symbol of hope in this city for... That is,
I know, but if it's all dark and gloomy, like I guess the gray is the brightest part.
It's a dark symbol for a dark city.
Yeah, so why would you live in Gotham? I was just move out as soon as I could.
Well, it's the same why people live in Trenton.
Fair point. We were.
Victor Zsasz got put in the Arkham Asylum because he was declared crazy by the Scarecrow, and then we get Rachel being like, "Why are you doing this? He's works for Falcone and stuff like that." And then we get a scene of Bruce studying like who the good guys are, who the bad guys are, and stuff like that, being a detective essentially. And then he rediscovers the Batcave.
Oh, awesome.
And then we cut over to Crane talking to Falcone about how Rachel is being a pain in his ass, and Falcone's like, we'll buy her off. Nope, she's an idealist. Okay, we'll kill her then. He reintroduces himself to the board members and the head corrupt board members. Like, we're going public. You can't stop it. And he's like, I don't want to stop it. I just want a job. And then we get introduced to Lucius Fox, who is pretty much gonna be your. Oh shit!
You missed something?
What did I miss?
Well, I guess you missed Rachel and her boyfriend, detective partner.
No, he's the DA.
She kisses someone in this movie.
Yeah, she kisses him. They used to be a thing.
Oh, used to be, okay.
But I skipped over that part because it was a 3-second scene, and
I know,
they're going after Falcone.
Okay,
they're going after Falcone. Okay,
gotcha.
Yeah, he's
an irrelevant part in the movie, but he does die later, so that's why I want to bring him up once.
I'm sorry, not that they don't go after Falcone. He's warning her off of going after Falcone.
Yes.
Yeah. It was literally not worth mentioning.
That's fair. Well, we mentioned it anyways.
Anyway, so Bruce goes to work with Lucius Fox, who's been sent into the cellar with all the back gear, so that Bruce Wayne has back gear.
Yep, that's it.
Essentially, and this whole next session is him just getting all the gear he needs. He's studying up on people.
You sound upset about this.
It's just pointless, really. It's just not pointless. It's just establishing stuff.
Yeah, it's an origin movie. They're all pointless.
I know, but like, it's just we're just establishing stuff that we've seen 1,000 times before. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's not bad or needed. It's just
it's just you already seen before.
At this point, we're an hour into this movie. When's Batman showing up?
He's showing up at hour 10. An hour and 10.
That's my point.
I agree. I agree. I get it.
I mean, he's retrofit in the Batcave. We meet Gordon's corrupt partner, who disappears halfway through the movie.
His name was Flask, I think.
Flask, yeah. Who's a character from the comic.
I figured.
Yeah, he was Gordon's corrupt partner, and he got killed by somebody eventually or something. He wasn't a big part, Yeah. He was kind of like a little side character. Then Bruce just in a ski mask goes and breaks into the police department and tells Gordon that he's helping him. Pretty much forces Gordon into it.
Which is good, because he knows Gordon wants to be a good guy. Oh,
Right.
shit.
And then...
Okay, we do figure out that, like, I do like that they show that the bat ears are radar. So, okay, it makes sense how he picks up on shit far away. And they show the tumbler. It's cool ass Batmobile.
Oh, okay. You like the Batmobile? I thought it was stupid.
Why?
I hate it.
It's terrible for the city because he's destroying everything when he does it every time he's in it.
I think it looks ugly. I think it's...
Love it.
I hate the stupid tank.
I hate the OG Batmobiles personally. The ones with the Burton ones, like, they're so long and ugly. Like this, I'd rather have this than the Batmobiles.
No, I think it's stupid.
No, man, that's where we're different.
I think the whole tank thing is really bad.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I like it. It's very destructive and will destroy everything it touches. I hated that about it. Like, who's paying for all this damage? Not Batman.
Well, not only,
but like,
it's super impractical.
I thought the other one's super impractical.
Well, at least that's sleeker and can fit in city streets.
Yeah,
There's
at least this can turn.
this giant tank is fitting in the streets.
I agree with that. But this, like, the other one I felt couldn't turn. It just goes straight. And that's all you can do.
It breaks apart and stuff.
So does this one. In the sequel, not in this one, but it does in the sequel.
Not in this one. But in this one, it's just a stupid giant tank that has an airplane cockpit in it for some reason.
yes. No, yes. I've always felt the Batmobiles were impractical to me. It's just, I like this one. I like the practicality because it can go on roofs and shit.
Maybe we should just go back to 1940s where Batman drives a regular car with a giant bat head on the front of it.
Exactly. Or his Batcopter and all that shit.
Yeah. His Batcopter, yeah. Anyway, so Falcone's now talking to Gordon's corrupt partner, Flash. He tells him he wants him at the docks where his shipment is, and because I guess he protects it. Then we get introduced to the utility belt and the batarangs, and then we cut over to the docks. And in my notes, I wrote, Batman Begins, because this is where it freaking starts.
Literally an hour into the movie.
Yeah, and, he's Batman here. He beats up the thugs. He's hiding a lot of the time. Beats up a group of them. He gets Falcone. He ties him to a bat signal.
Which I thought was terrible, because he's going to be, like, on fire at that point. Don't they get hot? They have to get hot, right? The floodlights.
I mean, I'm sure the light bulbs do, but there's glass in front of them.
I know, but like that thing is hitting your, like, I don't know. I just feel like he'd be like 3rd-degree burns on that or some shit.
I don't know.
And
I never looked into the science behind floodlights.
And the officers taking him down had to like look right into it to take him down. Yeah, it feels awful. Granted, they could have turned it off, but that's practical.
Anyway, while all that's happened, Rachel's going to be attacked by a bunch of thugs, but Batman shows up and saves her. The cops are on the scene and they arrest Falcone and stuff like that. Then we cut to the police headquarters where they're like, we're going to go arrest Batman because he's a bad guy. Not Falcone because he's not a bad guy.
Was that commissioner under Falcone's payroll?
Yeah, that's Commissioner Loeb. He's like the go-to bad guy commissioner when Gotham was corrupt.
Because he's black. Okay.
Well, he wasn't black in the comics.
I know, messing with it. No one was black in the comics.
That's... I'm trying to think now. You might be right about that.
What?
I don't know if there is a black person in
there. Not counting random thugs and, not thugs, muggers and all that kind of shit.
I'm trying to think because there's a few people of color in recent comics.
Yes.
I'm trying to think back then, though. I mean, I guess Bane is kind of like...
Was he always a luchador?
Yeah, he was always... Okay. He always wore that luchador mask. Bane kind of...
that counts, though, I think.
Yeah, I guess.
He's Hispanic, person of color. That makes sense. That counts.
But I'm just thinking, I don't think there is. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think there really is any
Blade
people of color.
Like, yeah, he started as a side character, right?
I'm just thinking in Batman.
Oh, Batman? Harvey Dent, right? Oh no, was that just the movie?
Well, that was just the movie.
Damn, ain't that a bitch?
I don't actually think that's a bad thing necessarily, because in the Batman comics, it's usually just Batman and Robin, and then whatever bad guy they're fighting.
No, yeah, that's fair, I guess. You don't want everyone be people of color and women.
Yeah, I mean, they did beat up a lot of Chinese people in the early comics.
God, that's bad.
It gets it's really racy in the early days.
Oh, I know.
So it's probably better that they stayed away from all that, honestly.
God, it's terrible. But see, but also that's the product of the time, so I don't get too offended by it. Like, it's bad, obviously, but it's like, it's the 60s or 50s, so like, they were shitty back then.
Yeah, but like,
if it were to happen now, I'd be really offended. Like, back then,
right,
it's like,
so,
it's kind of acceptable, so I get it.
But like, just to bring it back to this movie, why make the corrupt commissioner a black guy and none of the good guys?
Yeah.
If you're going to change people of color,
right?
Good
old. Well, he was a good actor for the part. Yeah, because he's black. He's all black bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway, this guy comes to a board meeting and talks like, "Hey, plot point for the rest of the movie."
No, we're not there.
No, what the are we?
This is where the DA and Rachel are going to say they're going to go after Falcone, and then we cut over to
Bruce Wayne waking up.
Bruce Wayne waking up, and Alfred saying, "You need to start, acting like Bruce Wayne, because people are going to realize you're Batman if you don't start like doing stuff."
Which is a valid point.
Yeah,
especially because he wakes up all the bruises. Like, yeah, good job, Alfred, smart man.
And then we cut over to Wayne Enterprises, where we find out that one of their ships was stolen with a
microwave emitter.
Yeah, I don't even think that's a thing, but whatever.
Probably not.
I didn't even bother looking it up. Then we cut back over to Bruce playing the Playboy. He shows up to this place with 2 European women, and they go swimming in the fountain for some reason.
I hated this sequence.
Why?
I just thought, like, I get he's trying to play Bruce Wayne, playing. It's just so douchey and so awful. I hated it.
Yeah, he's really good at being. That's the whole point of Bruce Wayne.
Is it really?
Yeah, to be a douche.
So what's he likable? Besides the dead dad and mom shit and being a douchebag playboy, like, when did you supposed to like Bruce Wayne?
Not. That's the whole point. That's the cover. At least Bruce Wayne as portrayed to the public.
Yeah, but private Bruce Wayne, him being like, especially when he's with his Robins and and his family. And I don't know,
like
man.
That.
If I was in a room with that Bruce Wayne, if I was a superhero, I don't know if I would like him or not. I guess I would. He's probably a dude. I don't know. Like Kevin Conroy, that's the guy's name who plays him, voice actor.
Yes.
Like that Bruce Wayne, I think I could tolerate. Any other Bruce Wayne I've seen, I don't think I could enjoy being around.
Like, he only seems to do this stuff when there's rich, annoying people around, though.
Fair, because he does hate that society. That's fair.
Yeah, so that's what he's trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when he sees Rachel when he leaves, he gets like, oh, Rachel, my heart's fluttering. So yeah, he becomes a person again, not he specs rich people. Oh, that's fair, I guess.
And then we cut over to GCPD, where Falcone apparently tried to slit his wrist, and now he's trying to get the insanity plea from Crane. And
did he really?
This is, yeah.
Oh, I missed that. I know the scene talking. I didn't know he tried slitting his wrist.
Well,
oh yeah, they're wrapped. Holy shit!
He pretended to try to slit his wrist so that he could be, put as deemed crazy and put in Arkham Asylum.
Interesting, yeah.
So he kind of threatens Crane, saying, "I know about your whole operation, who you work for." And then Crane sprays him with the fear gas, and then turns him actually crazy. And then he gets transferred to Arkham like he wanted.
Crane's Scarecrow, by the way, guys. I don't know if you said that yet, but it's the first time I see with the mask on.
I don't know.
I just had to say it. Just let people know what's up.
I don't think I like this Scarecrow.
Fascinating, because Cillian Murphy wanted to play it this way because he didn't want to be too theatrical with it.
No, I kind of, I thought I did like him, but rewatching it, I don't think I did.
Why not? I don't know much about the original Scarecrow, so I don't have an opinion on that aspect.
I'm not even comparing him to the original Scarecrow. The comic Scarecrow is absolutely crazy and terrifying. But I feel like he doesn't do anything in this movie.
He doesn't. He's just another thing to have in the movie.
Yeah, he just feels like another, he's over here, but we're not really focused on that guy.
Yeah.
So
no, I totally agree. Like, I liked him in it. I like the idea of this one being squirmy, I guess, because it's kind of his origin story too. That's another point for the series. But yeah, no, they totally mishandled him. I agree with that.
Yeah, like I said, when I was thinking about the movie, I was like, "Oh, the Scarecrow's in this one. That's pretty cool." But then
he's not.
He's not. Yeah, it's like.
I think they wanted another masked person in this because Liam Neeson doesn't wear a mask in this, so they put him in it. But they didn't know how to use him effectively.
I think this movie would have been way better if it was just Scarecrow centered. Because you don't need the whole Liam Neeson flower subplot.
No, you don't.
Because in the comics, Jonathan Crane just creates the fear toxin. You could have still had this entire same plot with him just as the main antagonist.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that, yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree, yeah. Especially at the end where Batman kills but doesn't kill Liam Neeson. Like, that could have been avoided too. So, like, yeah.
Nah. I don't know. You could have done and I don't know, Ra's al Ghul is kind of a more global threat than this seems so kind of small for a Ra's al Ghul story.
Yes. That's one of my problems with it later. Like, why are you picking Gotham, Rachel? You know why? He explains why you're doing it, but I feel like you're basically because you kind of have to.
But it's also an interconnected thing.
Yeah.
It's, Bruce Wayne lives in Gotham, so he's got to be Gotham.
Exactly. No, I totally agree. Like, that's like, of course, like, why not Metropolis? Like, why is it got to be Gotham? No, I totally agree with that. I'll give you that. It should have been a Scarecrow villain movie. I agree. So we agree sometimes, guys.
Anyway, Batman goes visit Jim's Gordon at home, which, I don't know, if I was Gordon, I'm like, you know where I live?
Oh, that, like, most people know where he lives? It's not hard to find out, right?
Where a cop lives personally?
It should be. I'm not saying it should be, but it's like, can't you find when anyone lives? Isn't that a thing? You kind of have like the right to know where people live in a weird way.
Not really, not that I know of.
I thought you could go to like city planning and find someone's. Well, I guess probably. I don't know.
No, I don't think that's legal at all.
Maybe not.
I think you have to be on a list for that to be legal.
Fair.
Yeah, people get in trouble for telling where people live, because if people know where they live, they can, like, it's dangerous shit out there.
Well, I feel like it's easy nowadays with all the access we have. Like, I know if I want to find where Post Malone or whoever famous is want to live, like, okay, they're living somewhere in California, and just narrow. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, but not some random police officer in Gotham City.
Well, they're a public servant, though, right? So, like, is there shit in the records?
No, public servant. Well, they have your address at work too, but that doesn't mean anyone can access it.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair. Yeah.
Just because you work for the city doesn't mean people have the right to know where you live.
Well, it's sort of hard to follow him to his house.
Well, no, it's not. But not everybody knows where it is. You would have to follow him to his house.
Not hard. Like, okay, Commissioner Gordon's leaving work. I'll follow him for the rest of the day.
It's still weird that this fat person followed me to my house.
I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was a thing that you could find out when people lived. Maybe not. Maybe I just have it in. Who knows?
Anyway, I mean, it's just, this guy is crazy. He's dressed like a bat. His family's in the other room.
It's highly off-putting, yes.
I'm just saying. He shows up and says, hey. But Gordon tells him that Flash is kind of a bad guy, so go talk to him about where stuff is. And so he goes interrogate Flash, classic Batman style. And then we get like a 3-second scene of the DA, who I think we were told his name. Yeah,
another person who was pointless in this movie. Like,
right. So he's like emboldened because Falcone got arrested. So he's going to search Falcone's crate, and then he gets shot, and then he's dead. And now he's gone for the rest of the movie.
Man, but still sad for him.
That guy that we don't even know his name.
Then Batman's scoping out a drug warehouse.
Batman's scoping out a warehouse, and then Joffrey comes out on the balcony and says, "Give me that thing." And Batman's, "Okay, here you go."
A little twerp.
Batman breaks into the apartment with. There's this whole drug thing where drugs are being sent to different parts of the city, and this is where one of the drug things are. And Scarecrow shows up with a couple goons to burn it down, and then he sprays Batman in the face with some fear toxin. And and then Alfred got to go pick him up because he's seeing things.
Yeah, and Batman's knocked out for 2 days.
He is out for 2 days. So Alfred called Lucius and said,
"He missed the whole cool fire stunt."
Go ahead.
No, just cool fire Scarecrow lit Batman on fire like a motherfucker, and Batman jumped out the window just on fire. It was really cool.
I mean, it was a neat stunt, but in context of a movie, he's wearing a Kevlar freaking outfit. It's not going to do much.
I know. I don't think Scarecrow knew that. Like, okay, I'm going to set this guy on fire. Hopefully he dies.
Alfred calls Lucius because Batman was poisoned by the gas, and Lucius conveniently came up with a cure because, of course, he did.
He's a smart man. Hey, here's a black guy. How we forget about Morgan Freeman? He's a black guy in the movie who's good.
Oh yeah. Well, because he's Morgan Freeman.
Exactly. Oh man,
That's a good point, actually.
is Lucius in the comics and is he black? Are you googling that right now?
I'm googling when he showed up in the comics because yes, he is in the comics, and yes, he is black. But I don't know when he made his first appearance. Lucius debuted in Batman number 307, January 1979.
And Batman, so it's like what, 10 years after Batman was first? No, when did the first Batman first come out?
1939.
Jesus Christ! I doubt he's
So
the
40
first.
years after.
There's no way he's the first good black person. I refuse to believe that. I hear you typing around. Black characters in Batman. Wasn't Catwoman? She was
No.
black in the shows.
He was Irma Kitt in the shows, yes. But there was like. I think Irma Kitt was only in a few episodes, though.
Oh, okay.
There are other two Catwoman in the Catwoman in the movie. Wait, was the Catwoman in the movie Irma Kitt?
No, in the movie it was
Because there was two white actresses that played her.
Was it a new character for the movie that you don't like? I know for the Catwoman, Halle Berry one was new.
We talked about it in
the Tim Burton one, wasn't it?
We talked about it in the Adam West one.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I can't find anything about the first black character in Batman. Oh, she shows up the Wayne Manor to give Bruce a present and they talk.
Yeah. But then she said something. She gets a phone call, I guess.
She says that she gets a phone call and she scolds Bruce for not doing anything. And she's like, my boss is missing for 2 days. He's probably dead.
Yeah.
And then we cut over to Wayne Enterprises where the corrupt head guy is like, we're missing this. I need all the schematics of this thing. And then Lucius says, once you lose it. And then he gets fired.
For asking so many questions.
And then
Rachel goes to Crane.
Yes. Then
There we
Rachel
go.
goes to Crane at Arkham Asylum. And then Crane just pretty much reveals his whole plan to her.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you're going to die
Hey,
now.
look, I'm poisoning the water supply. So here's some fear toxin, a ultra hard dose of it. Now you're gonna die. Yeah. Well, Batman shows up to save her, and then Batman beats up Crane and sprays him with his own stuff, like you said. And this is where we reveal he works for Ra's al Ghul, but Batman's like, he's dead. You're lying. Who do you work for? Which doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. I hate that.
Because it's like, hey, yeah, you've seen him die, but Ra's al Ghul's not a name that everyone knows. It's not
Exactly.
It's some guy up in the mountains.
And so
if someone knows his name, you might wait. Maybe he's not.
Especially
dead?
if this guy in this town knows. Like,
Right.
oh, that's weird. How you know that name? That weird ass. Only one person would have that name.
Right. And then so Crane calls the cops, so the cops come and surround Arkham, and so now they gotta. So yeah. So now the cops are surrounding Arkham, and Batman calls for backup.
Well, first Commissioner. Oh, God, so stupid. It's so dumb. You good.
He does run into Commissioner Gordon first and hands off, what's her name, Rachel, to him, because he's got to get her out into the alley because of reasons.
Just because Lucius Fox has made more antidote.
Yeah, but why didn't he just
I know.
leave with her? Why did he have to hand her off to Gordon first, just to give Gordon another scene?
It gives Gordon another scene, but also makes like if a cop saw him run out of there with Rachel, and then if they go to find Rachel, he doesn't have her. I would question the shit out of Gordon for that. Like, are you working with Batman? Can we trust you now?
I mean, they already don't trust him, but that's besides the point.
Exactly. Now you give us more reason not to trust you. We're going to kill you now because you're working with Batman, and most of us are under Falcone's pay.
Anyway, we got more
Sorry.
pressing problems because a bunch of bats show up. Do nothing. Well, they just surround Batman.
This Batman has that little transmitter that called them somehow.
Yeah, and he drops it down to the floor for some reason. Why didn't you just take it with you and use them as like a shroud or something?
Yeah. Oh, the whole sequence is stupid as shit, so.
Yeah, it's stupid bats. It's just an excuse so he can escape. When he doesn't even leave throughout the front door or anything. He goes out through one of the cells by blowing a hole in it. Well, why didn't you just do that earlier? Why did you need the bats to distract everybody?
Well, because the SWAT came, so, SWAT teams are tactical.
But if you were just going to do that anyway, there's no cops there, obviously, because you obviously got away. What difference does it make if you use the bats?
I don't get it.
Stupid. This movie is stupid sometimes.
Yeah, this is where it really gets dumb, this sequence, honestly. As cool as it is, like, looking at it, it's like a lot of questionable things happen.
Anyway, he gets out. Gordon hands Rachel back over to Batman. He gets in his stupid tank. And then he decides to drive through the city, and we get a long car chase.
I'm saying.
This car chase lasts forever, and it's kind of stupid, honestly. He drives into a car garage and drives all the way up to the top and drives over the rooftops to get to a highway, which is fine if he would have got away there.
Yeah.
But the cops are still on him. It did absolutely nothing. No. He could have stayed on street level and had the same result.
They're on him the whole time.
Yeah. So that was just pointless.
Yeah.
And Alfred even calls him out. Alfred even calls him out on it when he shows back up at home. He's like, there was no, that was all just show.
Because even when he disappears with his cloak mode, the cops find him again. It's like,
yeah, I was about to get to that.
Like,
he activates stealth mode for 3 seconds just to reappear so the cops can show back up again. It's like, why? What's the point of it?
Exactly. And there's a helicopter following him. It's like, once a helicopter's on him, there's no way he's going to escape from this shit.
It's like you disappeared from the cops, wait 5 minutes till they're ahead, and then go drive home.
Exactly. Just stop your car.
And wait, hold on. I just realized something. He went to Arkham Asylum. He knows he's the only scarecrow. Why didn't he bring the antidote with him?
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of isn't there? No, I think he did bring the antidote with him because Lucius had to make some more.
Yeah, I know. Why didn't he just stop by Wayne Enterprises on the way?
I don't know. Because the movie's got a movie. There's got to be a cool car chase in this movie, man.
Yeah, that's exactly why this is here. We need this giant, cool car chase over roofs and stuff.
We show this tank, we got to do tank shit with it now.
We have a $150 million budget. We got to spend it somewhere.
Exactly. Let's have them destroy people's rooftops and so much destruction. That always kills me. Like, who's paying? Like, why? Why Batman?
So he gets her home and gives her the antidote. We cut over back to Arkham Asylum where the cops discover the water was laced with the fear toxin, but it needs to be breathed in, so they're not sure why they're putting it in the water since it won't do anything while it's in the water. It's convoluted, this whole storyline. Why didn't they just make a version that he can put it in the water?
I like this, though.
Like, the same plot has been done in the Arkham Asylum game. In the
game, which is newer, though, right?
No, it came out a couple years after.
Well, I like this plot because I guess at the time it's original, and later on, and then superhero.
No, I'm pretty sure the Scarecrow in the comics has poisoned the water supply like 6 times.
I'm saying it's original to the screen, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And I like that because I know later on in the series, not the series, but in the comic book movies, it's all Sky and Beam shit. So I miss originality and villains' plots.
I don't have a problem with him poisoning the water. My problem is, why did they have to add the extra step with the microwave thing? Why not just poison the water with the thing that poisons the water so that when they drink it, they will all go get insane from the thing in the first place? It seems like a much easier plan.
It's visually cooler. That's why. That's why they did it. Visually, it's misty and cool.
Because we can't have the whole train,
exactly.
Section at the end. That's why I did it this way. When he would have just poisoned the water, it would have gotten to everybody's house. Everyone would already be poisoned, and the plan would have succeeded.
I think every master assassin knows that too. Why add an extra step? Just poison them with water? No, you're right. You're definitely right. It's just cooler looking. That's all.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Batman gives Rachel a sedative to knock her out, and he says, give this to Gordon when you see him. You were just with him.
I guess the third act of this movie is the weakest, isn't it? This section of the movie.
Now that I'm going over it, I didn't realize how many plot holes were in it.
All the issues are like isolated to that section of the movie. Well, most of the issues.
Anyway, Bruce makes it back in time for his birthday party with a bunch of people he doesn't like. I don't know why he's having his party anyway.
It's like a return party, too, I guess. Like, hey, I'm back.
Anyway, Gordon's interrogating Crane, which is getting nowhere. That's practically a pointless scene to show that Crane's just still insane.
That's another thing I don't like about these. Batman knows that the people like Crane, Batman, Gordon, like, when someone's on that drug, they don't want to talk because they're crazed out now. So like they always spray them in the face, then start asking questions, which I don't get.
Anyway, at the birthday party, Bruce is mingling, and he's introduced to not Ra's al Ghul number 2. And behind him is Liam Neeson. And this is, I guess Liam Neeson's going to kill everybody at the party.
Yeah, that was his plan, I guess?
I guess, I don't know, because he's like, don't hurt these people. And he's like, do something about it. And so he pretends to be drunk and tells them they're all sycophants and just here to kiss his ass, so everyone get out. And they all leave, but everybody but Ra's and his assassins, and so they burn down his house and leave him to die like he did to Ra's earlier. But that's what he says, but that's not what happened.
Because he did save him.
He saved him. He didn't leave him to die. He literally saved him.
He even tried saving the other one that died by accident. Like, I tried saving him, but he died.
Yeah, so, what? Meanwhile, while that happened, all the Arkham Asylum prisoners are set free. They burned down Wayne Manor. I forgot Wayne Manor got burned down in this one, so that's strange.
It's because they bring it back as brick by brick the same.
Did they burn it down in, like, every movie?
They burn it down in this one. The second one, no, it goes for close at the end of that, I think, right? The third one, it makes, like, I think it's just this one they burn it down in.
Okay. So something happens to the manor in every movie. It's like every movie. Yep. Moving on from this manor.
It's like the Enterprise in Star Trek, like, always gets destroyed. Like, okay, bring it back next time.
They use the microwave thing. Ra's al Ghul uses the microwave thing, or Liam Neeson uses the microwave thing, and starts evaporating the water that turns into gas. Makes everyone go crazy.
It makes sense.
Does it though?
It does make sense. It's just an extra step, like you said. But it does make sense.
But, okay, so why is everything exploding?
Water pressure.
All the water's evaporating.
It was water, now it's becoming mists, I guess. Pressure.
Wouldn't the pressure disappear if the water's gone?
I don't know how science works, man. You're asking the wrong guy.
And if the water's constantly flowing, when the water evaporates, wouldn't just more water just take its place?
I guess.
Unless there's a constant flow of gas in that one spot where the evaporator is.
I don't know how the evaporator works and how powerful it is. I don't know if there's settings to it or not.
We need schematics and range on this. Yeah. So yeah, the unsensical evaporator machine is set loose, and Scarecrow is all of a sudden out on the streets on a horse.
I know. It's so random.
Meanwhile, Rachel gets the antidote to Commissioner Gordon so that he can inoculate himself, but he's also supposed to get more antidote, which never comes back into play.
It doesn't.
They never inoculate the rest of the citizens.
Yeah, no. Weird. It doesn't matter, I guess.
Okay. Anyway, after she gives him that, Rachel finds Joffrey again, and he's just there to be a scared child in the streets, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Batman... So they're closing off the Narrows, which is a part of Gotham, where all the gas is, so all the bridges are raising. So Batman jumps the river with his tank and backs up Gordon, who's the only one not infected by the thing.
Because there was a quick shot of him putting the toxins in him, the antidote in him.
And then Scarecrow shows up with his horse, who's now breathing fire, because they wanted that Sleepy Hollow feeling, I guess. So Rachel tases him, and that's the end of the Scarecrow.
Well, she tases him in the face. I think I'd be done with everything, too.
Just saying.
I'm like, yeah, no more of this stuff. I'm going home. Just got tased in the face.
But that's the last we see of him.
Yeah, what a waste of a character.
She could have done that in the next scene where Zaz and the other inmate shows up. She could have paged with Zaz, and then the Scarecrow shows up, and then maybe get him beaten up by Batman a little bit. At least show something.
Which is weird because the Scarecrow is in every one of these movies. I know he's in the third one. Maybe not in the...
He's in the second one in the beginning of the...
Okay, yeah.
He's in the beginning.
Yeah, so they always have him come in each movie, but they just don't use him. It's so weird.
Batman saves Rachel, and then it's off to stop Ra's al Ghul. But first, he's got to beat up some ninja henchmen first, because...
Batman's got a Batman.
Yeah, Batman's got a Batman. So he gives Gordon the keys to the Batmobile, so Gordon's driving the Batmobile because...
He's trying to...
Of reasons.
Oh, he's trying to beat the train to the main center and knock off the tracks, right?
Yeah, I don't know why he needed it at that specific section, why he couldn't get closer somewhere. I don't know.
Dramatic tension, TJ.
Yeah, but so Batman fights Ra's al Ghul on the train while Gordon shoots out the track down ahead. He ends up defeating Ra's al Ghul, after cutting the train in half somehow and floating away and letting the train crash. The big line in this is that Rachel's like, "Oh, so you're gonna finally do what it takes to kill me?" He's like, I'm not gonna kill you, but I don't have to save you either." Which is pretty much
you just murdered him, dude. You set up him to die with no way of living. You murdered him.
You murdered him. That's exactly what you just did.
Like, by his logic, the Saw killer is never guilty because I didn't kill them. Like, no, you made it so they can't live. They're dead because of you.
The only way that this works is if there's a person in another country being killed somewhere and you decide not to go to that country and save them.
Exactly. But he literally made the train so it can't stop. Told Gordon to blow the tracks out.
So yeah, he dies. Because we never see him again.
No, and if there's a thing about Raja, like he can keep coming back as the Lazarus Pit and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, but he's got to be dipped into the Lazarus Pit. But this is realistic Batman. Lazarus Pits don't exist.
Yeah, I know, but they could have did that.
They could have, but they didn't because of stupid Christopher Nolan.
Hey man, Christopher Nolan's mediocre.
So the day is saved. The gas is dissipated. I guess we never actually solved that.
Yeah, because you think that gas would just float around the city and like everyone would get affected. But man, that's dumb. That's flawed.
Oh, I forgot to mention Alfred saved Bruce from the fire. That's how he got out of the fire.
He didn't save him. He said, "Hey, Bruce, wake up. Do some push-ups."
Yeah, but if he didn't do that, he wouldn't have done that. And then we end with Bruce and Alfred digging through the rubble of the manor.
Oh, Lucius got his bad job back.
Oh, right. I forgot about the stupid scene. Apparently, Bruce has bought up all the stocks, too.
Some magical way.
So he now owns Wayne Manor. Well, throughout the whole movie, he keeps asking the corrupt guy, who's buying all the stocks and stuff in the stock? He says, don't worry about it. It's just these different companies, and it was Bruce the whole time. So
yeah, cool.
So now he owns Wayne Enterprises, whatever. It's not like he hasn't been stealing from them the whole entire movie.
Exactly. I'm not a criminal. You're a criminal.
Oh, and another thing. While they were in that fire, and they escaped down the elevator, down the thing, Alfred reveals that Bruce is wounded.
Yeah.
And that never comes back either.
Like, it's a good wound, like in his like chest there, or his stomach. Like,
yeah, it looks like he's gonna die or something.
I thought the same thing. Like, oh, I don't remember this. Oh yeah, because they don't mention it ever again. Oh man, this movie has some problems.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, back to the rubble, where Batman and Alfred are digging through the rubble of the manor. Meanwhile, they have like 2 workers in the background just consistently digging for some reason.
Right? You think they have like a whole crew of people. They're billionaires. They just have like people helping out. And
then Rachel shows up and says, because she figured out that Bruce is Batman because of what he said earlier. After he saved her, he uses a line she used earlier and she figured it out. So she's like, when you came back, I thought there was going to be something between us. And so she kisses him. But then she says, you're Batman. We can't be together. Bye.
Man, what a life of a superhero.
It's like, what? You yell at me for not doing nothing. And then when I'm doing exactly what you want me to do.
Women, man, you can't read them.
Because I can't save the city and it be in a relationship with you, too.
Okay,
what?
That's men fighting women for you, TJ.
I mean, it's probably going to inevitably turn out bad because all of Batman's relationship does. But he's held plenty of relationship. In fact, he was with Catwoman for like 50 issues in the last Batman run.
That would make sense, though.
And they almost...
Because they're both like the same. They're cut from the same cloth, essentially, right? So it kind of makes sense that they can be together for so long.
Okay, then what about Vicky Vale, the reporter, or Julie Madsen, or...
Well, they can't be because they don't get it, I guess. I don't know, TJ.
Well, like they said, he has had relationships just because he's Batman. In fact, you would think the relationship will work better because he's not lying to her about it.
You know, that's right. That's weird, yeah, because
think about it. Superman and Lois Lane are still together because she knows.
And some storylines, Peter Parker and Mary Jane stay because she knows. Like, yeah, you're not cheating on me. You're saving the city. What's up?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I said in some storyline until they broke it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, usually like when they're being like, seek people, communicate, be honest, and understand each other.
You know, that would have been actually a refreshing take on this iteration of Batman if he was in a stable relationship with someone supporting him. Now that I'm thinking about it,
yeah, I'll give you that.
It could have been a unique way to bring in a character that you created specifically for the movies to stabilize Bruce Wayne.
Oh my God! Then you kill her off with the Joker, and that's how you get Injustice.
Yeah.
Oh my God, TJ.
Anyway, so they're like, Bruce says he's got to rebuild the manor brick by brick, and Ackford's like, I think we should change a few things, and then the movie ends.
No. He goes to Commissioner Gordon.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
Not my version.
Really?
It ends with him at the manor, yeah.
No. Oh, okay. No wonder the scene felt tacked on. Okay, so yeah, and then my version, after the manor, he's back in his bat suit at nighttime, talking to Commissioner Gordon at the bat light, and Commissioner Gordon says,
"Oh yeah, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Nope, you're right. You're right."
It feels tacked on because it's so random, but yeah.
No, go ahead. I forget what he says.
Commissioner Gordon just says, "The mob bosses are afraid of you. They're all gone. But since you're out here being theatrical, other people are coming out theatrical being crazy. Some guy left his calling card, and it turns out to be the Joker playing card. So
oh right, yeah.
Teasing the Joker for the next movie.
This is just a teaser for the next movie.
It's like the end credit scene before end credit scenes existed proper.
Yeah, exactly. It's the epilogue essentially.
Yeah. And Batman's like, I'll look into it, and jumps off the roof. That's
that third act was a mess.
It flounders, doesn't it?
As soon as Ra's al Ghul shows back up, the movie's like, what are we doing again?
Like, well, shit, we gotta finish this. That's right.
Once it stops being about Bruce Wayne and and him becoming Batman, and it focuses on the actual plot, it's like,
which is weird because it's not a bad plot. I enjoyed it. It's just they made it bad.
Huh?
You're conflicted. It sounds like.
Well, I didn't realize it until I started to look at it critically, and it was like,
oh, that's good. That's funny.
Because I thought I liked that third act, and some of it didn't make no sense, but...
Well, a lot of it made no sense.
Like, none of it made any sense.
Yeah, because the first act, it was long, but it made sense. Second act was long, tedious, because we didn't...
But it was more of a character story at that point.
But when Batman became Batman, I guess, and...
No, even when he was Batman, though, when it was just, trying to figure out what was going on.
It was good.
It's just when Ra's al Ghul shows up to the birthday party, the whole thing falls apart.
No. I think once the car chase happens, that's when it starts falling apart.
Once Rachel discovers, after Scarecrow this tells his plan, everything falls apart. Yeah, huh.
So, with all that being said, how do you feel about the movie, TJ?
I still think it's the best one.
That's crazy to me. That's so crazy. I cannot wait to review the second one.
Yeah, I still think this is the best one. I like this one.
What would you rate it? What'd you like about it? Because I know you didn't like a lot about it, so what'd you like about it?
Well, the problem is, it's not that I didn't... I think I didn't like the director, and it felt like he was pushing stuff in my face. You know what I mean?
Like, what kind of stuff?
Like the dark, angsty side of it. Yeah, it felt like, oh, look what I'm doing here. And after discussing that third act, he is definitely visuals over substance.
Yeah, that's Christopher Nolan. Yeah.
So it's like there was a lot of issues. It's a star-studded cast. It's acted fantastically.
Oh, of course.
So it wasn't like I was taken out of the film. It's just my problem with it is the overall feel of it and how it was presented, I guess.
Weird. As much as I disagree with you, I do agree with that. There's a weird feeling to this movie. I don't know what to put my thumb on it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was actually at an 8 when I started this, but I think I'm at a 7
That's
now.
Fascinating, because I was at a 7 when I started this. Yeah, but with all those plot holes becoming more egregious when we talked about it, like I did notice them when I watched them, but like I didn't notice they were all in the same section of the movie. Like, wow, they really just dropped the ball in the third act. I'll give it a 7 too. I can't give it a 6 because it's still a good movie. There's still a lot good to this movie.
It's a solid Batman movie.
It really is.
I mean, objectively, it's a solid Batman movie. Just taking out everything else. My problems with it.
Yeah, like I don't have any major complaints about it. Like the reworkings you said they could do, like make Scarecrow the main villain, which they should have because he's just in here to be in here. That would have been way better, I think. But what we got is what we got, and
I think we discovered the problem with the movie is Ra's al Ghul. Everything with him in it is kind of like falls apart and unnecessary.
Because like, why does he have to attack Gotham? Of all the cities in the world that are pretty much terrible, why is it got to be Gotham?
And why do we need 3 extended ninja montages?
Like, I know you got Liam Neeson, he's great. Like, I love him in the movie, he's great. But the character itself being in this doesn't need to be. Like you said, because he is a global entity, so like him concentrating on the small level event makes no sense for him.
It should feel bigger.
It feels like I'm gonna give this a 6 because it does feel like a small, self-contained movie. even though it does travel the world.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad they feature Ra's al Ghul as a bad guy on the main screen, on the big screen. That's cool.
And he was good in it.
Right. It's just, I don't know.
They just not misused.
I think they needed to either focus on him or Scarecrow.
Yes, because honestly, because when you say it like that, they didn't focus on one or the other enough.
Right, and weirdly. I think it hurt. I think it hurt the movie a lot.
Yeah, because honestly, Raja is there for the first act. Then he's gone for the middle, and we kind of get Scarecrow, but not really. So there's like really no one in the middle to focus on besides the story. He's just trying to be detective, but they didn't do a good job of him being detective, Batman. So then the third act happens, and both the villains are kind of there, kind of not, but kind of. So yeah.
Like, Ra's al Ghul just shows up in the middle of the third act.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, right, you're in this movie.
They hint at him because, like, oh, who you're working for, Scarecrow. You know who I'm working for. But we don't, the audience doesn't know this shit.
Were we supposed to not realize that Liam Neeson was Ra's al Ghul?
I think originally, I knew it because I saw this movie so many times.
Yeah, but I mean, I knew it when I first watched this movie.
I didn't know because I was young. I didn't know who that character was. But if you know who the character is, I think you should know. But if you don't know anything about the character, you're not going to know. I think until the second reveal, I guess. So yeah. I'm giving it a 6 now. I'm giving this definitely a 6. I guess not bad. It's definitely above average. 7. 6 or 7. 7. I'm giving it a 7. I don't know. Think of this one.
All I'm saying is Mask of the Phantasm.
No, it's not. So boring. My problem is, though, because I know Dark Knight's, in my opinion, is better than this movie. I don't want to give this a Dark Knight rating and give Dark Knight a 9 out of 10. Because it's definitely not 9 out of 10. So I don't know what to give this in this moment. I'm going to give this a 7. I'm going to give this a 7. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. I'm going to give it a 7.
Considering we had completely different views on the movie, ended up with the same score.
I can definitely admit,
and it's funny how much you defended this movie, yet you're willing to give it a lower score.
Yeah, because I can defend something and still see the faults in it. Like, I'm not blind. I'm not gonna fangirl over this movie.
I'm just saying you're still harder on it than I am, and I had a lot of problems.
You did. But I knew where you're coming from. Like, I get what your problems were. You're a comic book fanboy, so like I get it. I'm not gonna say like this movie's so good. Like, it's definitely an 8 or 9. Like, the plot holes are just so in your face.
I'm beginning to worry that we don't have 8 or 9 movies.
They don't exist to me. At least, 8s do.
Well, yeah, I think I gave 1 or 2 8s in this, but I'm tired of talking to these idiots. Can we please go home?
I think of a Batman pun, but whatever. Bye, idiots.